Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your September 2020 general reading. We are looking at the first half of September from the 1st to the 15th. Welcome everyone. I'm happy that you're watching here with us today. I hope that everyone is safe and well and healthy and reasonably sane. Thanks for all that you have done to support this channel. Your likes, shares, subscribes, donations, support, feedback, comments. It is all welcome, every bit of it. Thank you so much. So this reading is for the air sign of Libra for the first half of September. So that's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus is in Libra. Or if you're cross-watching for a Libran as well, it's all relevant. But of course, being a general reading, it's going to resonate a little differently for everyone who watches in the specific details and the intensity. So if you know all of your signs, sun, moon, rising, and Venus, watch them all, because watching all of them can create kind of a bigger, more comprehensive picture of what's going on in your life, which can potentially help you navigate through it a little bit better, seeing all the different aspects of it. So watch all of them if you know them, if you can, sun, moon, rising, and Venus. If this reading resonates with you, or if any of the readings do, and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, you can email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. You can also get that contact details by clicking on the little description link below. Click on that little arrow. I can usually respond with more information the same day or the first 24 hours. And I do readings full time. It's all that I do. So I'm pretty diligent at working with my schedule and your schedule to get those personal readings set up in as timely a fashion as possible. So email me if you're interested. I'd be happy to work with you. Okay, Libra, what's in store for you for the first half of September? Feels like so far some of the signs have had really bright readings. Some of the signs have had, some kind of heavy, challenging readings. Okay, Aquarius. Sorry, not Aquarius, Libra. I don't know why I said Aquarius. Some of you involved with an Aquarian, this is for Libra. All right, Libra, we begin with the Seven of Coins, also known as Pentacles in other decks, followed by the Queen of Wands, the Eight of Swords, followed by the Nine of Cups, from the bottom of the deck, we have the Nine of Swords in reverse. Your overall energy is the Nine of Swords in reverse, which sometimes and ideally it would represent the letting go, the opposite of, or the letting go of what it means in the upright position. In the upright position, this is the insomnia card: stress, anxiety, worry, fear about an unknown future, how the future is going to play out. Sometimes, especially in regards to health. In the reverse, it represents healing and letting go of all the stress, anxiety, worry, and fear. However, but it can also represent an extreme acceleration of this energy, which I feel it does here, because you also have the sensation of feeling trapped here with the Eight of Swords. So it feels like you're in the middle of a situation, a job, a relationship, some kind of situation where you're getting a lot of needs met in terms of physical things that you need and want that bring you pleasure, but pleasure is not the same thing as joy. Pleasure is related to the thing itself that's creating the joy, and as soon as that thing itself leaves, the pleasure leaves with it. Pleasure is much more transient than joy. Joy comes and lives inside of you, and regardless of whether the source of the joy is right there in front of you or not, it still brings you joy. But here it looks like you feel trapped in your wish fulfillment. This is a classic, textbook combination. The Nine of Cups is the wish fulfillment card, getting everything you want, having more than enough, your cups overflowing, in a very physical, visceral, decadent type of sense, having more than enough to drink, more than enough to eat, comfortable surroundings. But there's always a cautionary advice behind the Nine of Cups. Be careful what you wish for, because you might get it and then you might find it's not everything that you want. This implies pleasure and decadence and having your cups overflowing in terms of like your environment and the things around you. But it's not the Ten of Cups. The card after this, the Ten of Cups, is that completion of the Suit of Cups, of that emotion, of that joy. It's home and family and marriage and feeling like everything's finally come together again. Finally come together in just the most harmonious, blessed, beautiful way, particularly in regards to home and family. And the preceding card here, the Nine of Cups, you have all the physical pleasures, but not that deep emotional and spiritual connection as well, and you feel trapped by that. It's like, this is what you wanted, this is what you made the choice to get, and now you feel trapped by it. Trapped by it because, why trapped? Why can't you just leave it? Because there's a lot of stuff in there that you want. Maybe, for example, in a relationship, it could be that you feel trapped in a relationship that gives you everything you want in physical comfort or, convenience, but it's not the Ten of Cups. Like the love and the joy and the spirituality and that complete connection isn't there. But there is a lot of this other stuff, and so you feel kind of trapped. And you don't want to leave it, or the idea of leaving it stresses you out, because then you wouldn't have your Ten of Cups or the Nine of Cups. The things that we tell ourselves. It looks like you're taking stock and taking inventory of what you have, of what you've put into it. You might be looking at it very aggressively, because the energy driving that is the Queen of Wands. It might be that this is the situation, this Queen of Wands is a person that you also, it could be it could be a fire sign individual that's influential in this. It could be, if you're involved in a relationship, this could be the person, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You're taking stock of what you have within this relationship, regardless of what the nature of it is. It could be that some of you, because of this Eight and Nine of Swords, this stress and anxiety, your natural personality might be muted somewhat. Honestly, this looks like a situation that you wanted back in the beginning. You thought it was going to be like the end-all be-all, and it's turned out to give you a lot in terms of physical stuff or convenience, but it's not everything that you want, but it's enough to sort of keep you there, and you feel trapped in that. If this Nine of Cups is never going to turn into my Ten of Cups, if I really want my Ten of Cups, are you satisfied with the Nine of Cups? If I really want my Ten of Cups, that means I have to disconnect myself and have nothing, at least for a time. And therein lies the stress, I think. Let's clarify. This Nine of Swords in reverse could be refusing to look at what you really know to do. If this is not a situation that can resolve itself within the situation itself, then there's only one thing to do, and that's to disconnect from the situation, to leave the situation or relationship, even though it provides you with a lot of what you find good or convenient. And maybe you just don't want to look at that. But then there's a part of you that is looking at it. So there's this dichotomy, like this kind of internal torture kind of going on here. What is this Nine of Swords about? The Three of Swords, yeah, heartache, heartbreak, breakup. Could be a third-party situation, but honestly, I'm not feeling that here. So all this stress and anxiety or refusal to look at it, I think that there's this fear about the Three of Swords of having to go through a place where you don't have your Nine of Cups or Ten of Cups or anything. Even though disconnecting from this would put you in a position to be opened up to what you really want, all you can see is kind of the pain of this. Or you don't want to look at the potential pain of making a decision to end this. Tell me about the Eight of Swords, the sense of feeling trapped, held hostage, unable to free yourself. And it's illusionary. The Eight of Swords is, she's trapped by swords. She's surrounded by swords, but she's not. She could free herself from her own bonds. They're not attached to anything. The swords, I mean, they're not actually piercing her. And in the other deck, she could just walk right through the Ring of Swords. So it's keeping you there, is what's going on in your head. I can't leave because of this. I can't change this situation because of this. I can't because of all these other things, you know. Tell me more about the Eight of Swords. The Five of Pentacles. Yeah, you're trapped within this Nine of Cups because it gives you at least the physical things that you want are quite inconvenient. You feel trapped because if you make the decision to dissociate yourself or dissolve this or leave it, perhaps you're going to be out in the cold in a financial and material way. You're going to have very little, like reduced to beggar status. You'll feel shut out, abandoned, rejected, not good enough. Feeling like you have to, you know, ask for everything. What is it that Libra wants? The Ten of Cups. The Nine of Cups is great, but we want it to be fulfilled to the Ten of Cups, the happy home, happily ever after card. So, yeah. It feels like Libra. Okay, let me recap. It feels like back in the beginning, long ago, you know, however long ago it was, there was something that came in front of you or something that you wanted. You asked for it, you got it. It's the Nine of Cups. On a physical convenience, you know, level, it's great. But you want the Ten of Cups. You want it to be the happily ever after. And it's not. You stress out about that a lot. You want it to be a Ten of Cups. It's not the Ten of Cups. But it gives you enough of the other stuff to keep you there, even though you're not technically happy. You know, it's like the textbook, you know, marrying somebody for the financial and material and physical security, and you think that you're going to be just happy with that, and you have all of the stuff that you need, but you find out after some time that you're actually not happy, but yet it's still attractive enough that it's keeping you there. So therein is the trap. Regardless of whether this is a situation like that, it could be that, you know, I mean, it could be a job. It could be that you're in a job that pays very well, but you hate, or you're miserable in it. But it's the pay that keeps you there, right? And you keep telling yourself you can't leave because you won't find another job that pays as well, or because you won't, you know, you can't leave this person because blah, blah, blah. You know, all of the fill in the blank, the things, the excuses we always tell ourselves as to why we can't free ourselves when we're unhappy. Can this situation... You know what, let's just ask for advice, because this is a general reading, and for some of you, I mean, for maybe a small portion of you, I mean, if this is I mean, if this is like a relationship with somebody that you truly love and care for, but they're satisfied with the Nine of Cups, they're not concerned about the Ten of Cups, perhaps that can be resolved, maybe it can't, you know. So those situations are going to vary in a general reading. So let's just pull some advice and guidance. The Two of Swords in reverse. You're being asked to take a realistic look at something. You know, what's interesting is that, you know, blindfolded in the Two of Swords, blindfolded in the Eight of Swords. Not seeing clearly, being afraid to see clearly. Because in order to have your Ten of Cups, you may need to leave this Nine of Cups to even have the potential, which would likely mean that this Nine of Cups, whatever it is for you, this job or this relationship or whatever, is not going to continue manifesting the completion to the Ten of Cups, in which case you have to make up your mind, Libra. How important is the Ten of Cups to you? How valuable is that Ten of Cups? Whatever it represents to you, that end all be all. How valuable is it to you? If it is the priority, then at least for the time being, you're going to have to walk away from this in order to even have the potential of that. If this Nine of Cups can't turn into the Ten of Cups, then you have to leave to open yourself up for the Ten of Cups, because it's not going to come here. You have to ask yourself honestly, can I change my perspective and be happy with this Nine of Cups? For some of you it might be yes, for some of you it might be no. Fair enough. Honor whatever choice you make. But let's see what the advice is. The advice is for you to look at it honestly and clearly and be really honest with yourself. What does the Ten of Cups mean to you? Can you be satisfied with the Nine of Cups? If so, change your perspective and stay. Stop telling yourself you're trapped. The only thing that's trapping you is your own choices, ideas, and decisions. If the Ten of Cups is more important to you than the Nine of Cups, then you're going to have to, go find that Ten of Cups, It's about being honest with yourself. Anything else, something else to focus on? The Empress, what's behind that? The Ace of Cups. These are both cards that have a common link of self-value, self-indulgence, being good to yourself, but self-value. That's something to keep in mind, to focus on when looking at this situation and trying to make a decision about it, Libra. If you're going to be compromising who you are, which inherently can shred your self-value and your self-esteem by compromising, staying with the Nine of Cups rather than the Ten of Cups, then the choice is clear that you need to give yourself the potential, the opportunity to have the Ten of Cups by leaving. Because not only will you tell this situation or this person the message that I value myself and what I really believe in more than what I'm being physically provided, but it also gives you that same message as well. If it's a relationship and you actually genuinely love the person, but they're not on board for going to the Ten of Cups, marriage, happy home, and all of that, it could be that by leaving, by valuing yourself and what you believe in enough to leave, it could change that situation. Most often it doesn't, but sometimes it does. But it doesn't matter. What you need to focus on is what's best for you. And if staying with the Nine of Cups is a compromise to that, then you're being asked not to compromise yourself, to love yourself and value yourself and make your choices and actions reflect that. And be honest with yourself about it. Whether it's the Nine of Cups or the Ten of Cups, be honest with yourself about it and follow your decisions accordingly, Well, Libra, that was the last 4 readings I've done have been kind of heavy. This has been kind of a heavy one too. So, Libra, that is your reading. I hope while it was kind of on the intense side, maybe, I hope that it was helpful, that it provided some perspective, some food for thought. Again, if the reading resonated with you, or if any of the readings do, and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading or information, just email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. I would be so happy to hear from you. I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the September mid-month readings. Until then, Libra, stay safe and well, please. I wish you much joy and blessings and peace in this chaotic world we're living in. And I hope to see you back here again in a couple of weeks. Take care. Bye-bye.